Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, the Honorable, the Examiner. Good morning. In this lovely morning, thank you for the opportunities that has given to me to present my proposal with the title Exploring EFL Learners' Attitudes Toward Virtual Teaching in Written Grammar Classroom. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Aulia Andika. I'm from English Educational Department of Ibnu Khaldun Bogor. So in this presentations, I will bring 3 points to explain. The first one is introduction, which is background of the study, and the second one is literature review, and the last one is methodology, including research design, participant, data collection, instrument, and the last one is data analysis. Background of the study. The background of the study, I will bring 3 points. The first one is attitude. The second one is attitude problems in language learning, and the last one is virtual teaching. The emergence of English as lingua franca has forced the integrations of technology in classroom to provide a global learning experience to the students. Because of this special role of English in many aspects, learning English should be done as early as possible. In the process of language learning, EFL learners will get problems and face difficulties when learn foreign language, especially when they learning grammar. Next is attitude and attitudes problem in language learning. Attitudes may be unpredictable. It depends on conditions and environment. According to Gardner, 1990, there are various books. There are various factors that influence the learning process, such as motivations, attitudes, anxiety, learning achievement, intelligence, age, personality, and etc. And moreover, according to Fakey 2010, state that the problem of the learner's attitude is recognized as one of the most important factors that influence learning language. Here are some reports that occurred in Indonesia. As it can see that there are numerous of reports according to attitude problems. So it means that attitude is a vital element in foreign language learning context. Besides, there are numerous methods and approach of learning English language. The first one is let's talk about virtual teaching. Virtual teaching is proving an emergent technique of teaching in ground of education all over the world, especially in conditions of coronavirus emergence period. In Indonesia itself, Minister of Education and Culture also comes with the decree in circular letter number 4 2020 which is about virtual teaching or online learning considering to application of education in the coronavirus disease emergency period. Related to explanations that I have explained, I formulate the research questions that comes with 2 research questions. The first one is, what are EFL learners' attitudes toward virtual teaching or VT in grammar classroom? The second one research question is, what are advantages and disadvantages of virtual teaching or VT in grammar classroom? And related to research questions above, I formulate the objective of the study. There are 2 objectives of the study. The first one is to identify learners' attitude toward virtual teaching in written grammar classroom, and the second one is to identify what advantages and disadvantages in virtual teaching. Next is literature review. There are 2 literature reviews that I bring in here. The first one is attitude, second is written grammar, and the last one is virtual teaching. According to Frank Freeman, attitude said that attitude is dispositional readiness to respond to certain institutions, person, or object. It is consistent manner which has been learned and has become one typical mode of response. And then on grammar, written grammar, according to Tom Bury, grammar is not only the study of words, forms, written or spoken, which is sound, word, sentences, text are possible in language, but also the study of the meaning those form of convey. The next one is literature about virtual teaching. Virtual teaching is a way of teaching that is experiences utilizing computer-related technology and the internet within, and also the educational institutions. In virtual teaching, institutions most commonly taken place in online environment, according to Robiro 2020. Next, the last explanation is about research methodology. In research methodology, there are research design, participant, and site research. The research design that I use in this study is qualitative approach, and the method that I use in here is a case study. And the participant of the study is college students that are 32 of them that had been present in written grammar classroom for one semester. And side research of this study, I conduct researches in University of Ibnu Khaldun. The next one is instruments and data collections. In instrument and data collection, I use questionnaire as an instrument. According to McLeod 2018, a questionnaire is a research instrument consisting of a series of questionnaire to purpose of gathering information for the respondents. So the procedure of data collection is like the questionnaire was spread to the participant by give them a link of Google form, hold sheets of questions. And the next instrument that I use is to strengthen the data of questionnaire. I use interview. According to John Creswell, an interview is typically a face-to-face conversations between researchers and the participant, involving transfer of information like to the interviewer. So the interview that I use in here is standardized open-ended question. So like all interviewers were asked by the same questions for the specific order. This is according to Lois Cohen 2007. So the last step of the presentations is after the data was collected, the data will be analyzed by qualitative data analysis. This is according to Lois Cohen 2007. There are 4 steps that in qualitative data analysis. The first one is organizing. The second one is transcribe, and the third one analyzing, and the last one is explaining. So for the organizing, at the early stage of qualitative analysis, the researcher will organize the data into file folder, one for questionnaires and one for interviewer recorder. For transcript, according to Creswell, transcript is the process of converting recording or audio voice to the text. The process of researcher that use to transcribe is the data of recording will be listened and convert it to the text. The next step is analyzing. After all the data has been transcribed, the researcher will analyze it to interpret the final result for the questionnaire and classify the data which was appropriate and inappropriate for the recording voice. The next one is for explaining. The researcher will draw the conclusions and verifications the data. This activity is aimed to interpret and conclude what related to the research questions that have been formulated. That's all from my presentations. Thank you for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.